It is late in the Second Era, a time of war, as the empire of TIBER Septim sweeps through the kingdoms of Tamriel in a glorious bid for conquest. Septim is opposed on all sides, but never more fiercely than by Hammerfell, the ancestral home of the Redguards. The High King of Hammerfell, Thasard II, resists the imperial invasions even as he sees other kingdoms crumble, until at last, without warning and surprisingly devoid of court treachery, death takes its full measure. With its High King dead, Hammerfell is crippled, plunging into a bloody civil war between the crowns, fighting for their homeland's continued sovereignty, and the forebears, who have finally accepted the Emperor's rule. The crowns, led by the heir to Thasard, Prince Ator, are continually victorious, spilling the blood of the forebears across Hammerfell's sands. From his seat of power in the port city of Stros Makai, Prince Ator slowly reunites his father's unraveled kingdom. Feeling their impending defeat, the forebears sign a pact with the Emperor, allowing him to bring his armies in, crush the crowns, and rule Hammerfell as his own. TIBER Septim's armies prove too much for the proud Redguard crowns. TIBER Septim sends his best commander, Lord Richten, to Stros Makai to close the grip on Prince Ator and the crowns. The prince rallies his forces for one last stand. Knowing that Hammerfell's sovereignty is at stake, the crown forces match the might of the empire, meeting them in the harbor of Stros Makai for the final battle. The fighting is fierce. Lord Richten, having seen the prince's victories at sea before, decides to bring his last resource to the fore. The dragon, Nathalilagus, proud jewel of the imperial crown. Ator commands his archers to ready their weapons, but is struck down himself by Richten's assassin, felled by an arrow whose poison spreads too fast. Ator's wizard attempts to save the prince, but the dragon ends his magic and the crown's hope for victory in a single fiery breath. Having conquered the crowns, the Emperor's forces claim rule over all of Hammerfell. Imperial garrisons are stationed at every city, and Richten himself is named provisional governor of Stros Makai. Months pass. The Redguards of Hammerfell, both crown and forebear, learn to live under the new imperial rule, and TIBER Septim extends his reach into the rest of Tamriel. It is only through fate that any of this will come to concern our hero, Cyrus, a Redguard who long ago left Hammerfell to wander the borderlands of the Empire.
Krimje, Cyrus, eto verwakecher okodor.
Let's make this short, Sarathra. I've got work to do.
Balizihataratami. Sicho.
I leave with Duardine's men in an hour.
Renrigi intnor. Hoko o imperial ja. Iko pofam rotot velk.
You should know you got me the job.
Tragir. Sratra kol kotero to Hammerfell. Boshe in rot.
The seal is broken.
Sratra warrega.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Nuko duadin. Sratra X Kyle.
Izara.
Rolita dek kaudor.
I need a ship.
To board the koi Sratra nakovek warabarashi.
Money, too.
Sri duadin ja. Epako ja srik. Pur Sratra kadoeliter beko.
We haven't spoken in 10 years. There was trouble.
Kakatar.
I killed her husband.
Hammerfell's prodigal son, Cyrus, returns to the province of his birth. He buys passage to the island of Stros Makai in the hopes of rescuing his sister, Izara.
below is what the pilot said to the wet-eared knaves before him.
The Restless League is claiming this cargo,
Said the other with cruel clarity.
Probably wouldn't make a difference if I told you I had no time for this.
This is about Redguard armor, boy. Stand aside.
Yes, a doubtful notion it is. Piracy and politics. But there you have it.
Never been much for politics. In my day, piracy was honest work.
Don't be a hero, boy.
Where's the money in that?
And yea, verily, by his bravery they were impressed for a scant few seconds.
Evet, 2025 yılında bu oyunu oynuyoruz. Evet, Redguard oyunu spin-off oyunlardan bir tanesi. Diğer oyunlardan farklı olarak hiçbir RPG yok bu oyunda. RPG unsuru yok. Yani karakterimizi özelleştiremiyoruz. Karakterimizin önceden bir geçmişi var. Adı belli, kimliği belli. Bir de şöyle bir ilginç bir şey daha söyleyeyim. Redguard oyunu sadece klavye ile oynanıyor. Evet, 2025 yılında bu oyunu oynayacağız şimdi. Evet. Kılıcımızı neyle kullanıyoruz? CTR ile kullanacağız. Şimdi bir de oyunun başında şey açık oluyor. Nasıl desem? Oto savunma. Oto savunma açık oluyor. Onu da F7'ye basarak kapatıyorum. Bu sayede alt tuşuna bastığım zaman kendiliğimden kendi isteğimle savunma yapacağım. Evet, şimdi 2025 yılında Redguard serimize başlayalım.
Let me have it. You really let me have it. Let me show the wealth. No, let me know a bit hit. The lesson tool
Swords forward, boy. This cargo small. This cargo's ours, boy.
You two dance very well, but alas. We could use a swordsman like you. He thinks to himself, I'm overmatched here. You really should have reconsidered. No! Let me have him.
You'd better quit now. This cargo's ours.
Cyrus! Captain, good to see you back in command.
Ah, please call me Brennan. You disposed of those ruffians so quickly, I had no time to retrieve my sword from my cabin.
Not so,
Look, over there. Let us move on before more show up.
Evet. Oyun sadece Hammerfell'in güneyinde bulunan Strosmekay adası ve onun çevresinde geçiyor.
I hope this letter finds your hands, friend. My latest travels have brought me to Strosmekay, and no one here has seen your sister for 3 months. I fear the worst. I feel obligated to stay for a few weeks. I'll be at the Dragon Tail Inn should you return. Tobias.
Evet, CTRL'ye basalım. Şimdi I'ya basarak envanteri açıyoruz. Buradan hangisiydi acaba? Yok, alt tuşuna bastığımız zaman açıklamalar oluyor.
It's my trusty saber.
Şey yapayım ya, ben şu müziği biraz kısıvereyim. Evet. Redguard'a başladık hocam. Evet, canımız sol üstte gözüküyor. 84. Bu arada az önce yaptığımız dövüş oyunun en kolay dövüşüydü. Adamlar bize vurduğu zaman sadece 2 canımızı götürüyorlardı. Ama normalde her vuruşta oyunda 10 canınızı kaybediyorsunuz. Yani bunu bir tane güç demeyeyim de zırh iksiri içerek 5'e indirebilirsiniz. Oyunda iksir de alacağız. Bakalım mesela altına ne diyor?
Gold doesn't go very far on this island. A health potion.
Evet, bu da Tobias'ın mektubu. Bunu alta basarsak tekrardan az önce yaptığı okumayı yapıyor. Evet. CTRL'ye basarsak direkt kılıç çekecek karakterimiz. Cyrus. Şimdi burada insanlarla konuşacağız. Evet. Askerler bizimle konuşmayı reddediyorlar. Bakalım nasıl konuşuyor. Heh.
One moment.
Go about your business, Redguard.
Evet.
Hi there.
Evet. Şöyle bir şey söyleyeyim. Bu oyun
Mad?
Elder Scrolls evrenine emperyal ırkının eklendiği oyun. Bu oyundan önce Cyrodiil var ama Cyrodiil'de herkes yaşıyor. Yani özel bir ırk yaşamıyor. Eskiden öyleydi. Şimdi bu oyunla beraber Lore'a emperyal ırkı ekleniyor.
Well,
Şimdi evet konuşacağım sizde de. İlk önce biraz oyunu anlatayım.
lad,
Evet. Şimdi bu 3 kişiyle konuşacağız. Kılıcı çekersek direkt bize saldıracak bu şeyler. Muhafızlar. Bu sırada gördüğünüz üzere üzerinde imparatorluk simgesi var adamın. Evet, o Skyrim simgesi değil, o imparatorluğun simgesi. Evet, hadi konuşmaya başlayalım.
well,
Mesela şuna konuşalım.
Hello, my name is Cyrus.
and mine is Trithik, lad.
Evet, sol üstte konular çıktı.
I'm looking for my sister Izara. Perhaps you've seen her?
I do not know the name, but so many have been lost since the dragon arrived.
She went missing about 3 months ago.
If she was with the Crowns, I would count her among the casualties. Rickton's slaughter was elegant only in its thoroughness.
Recton'a bakalım.
Perhaps I should speak to this Rickton then.
Spoken true, my boy. But I'd advise against it. The Imperials suffer no Redguards in the palace, unless you're a forebear, and you walk on too few legs to be that.
Evet, bu arada ara sıra gördüğünüz üzere sağ üstte de bir günlük işareti çıkıyor. L'ye bastığımız zaman da günlüğümüze bakıyoruz. Evet. Galiba bu Rickton konusundan ilerliyor. Çünkü burada bir back yazısı var. O zaman şu Forebears'ı bir soralım.
Tell me of the forebears.
Throne defilers all, hosts to the invader, and Hunding's shame.
Perhaps I should speak to this Rickton then.
Spoken true, my boy.
Bir de maalesef böyle bir olay var. Hemen önceki konuya dönüyor ve maalesef en baştan dinliyorsunuz. Ben mesela geçemedim o konuşmayı. Belki bakarım geçmenin bir yolu varsa internetten. O yerleri keserim bulana kadar. Şimdi de Crowns'u yani saltanatçıları soralım.
Has Tiber Septim made the crown suffer much for their resistance?
Through his agents, yes. But I fear that the provisional governor is an especially wicked beast to swallow. The blood has slowed to a trickle, if only for lack of targets, and the crowns who survive still remain silent.
Can a Red Guard not even admit his allegiance to the crowns openly?
I can't speak for the rest of Hammerfell, but such an admission here is martyrdom at best. A persecution of silence reigns in Strauss-Mackay.
What do the Imperials plan to do here?
Confusion often follows conquest. But if Septim does have a plan for Hammerfell, it hasn't been made clear. I suspect a greater plan than constant terror. For Rickton has men all about the island, not just here in Stros Makai.
So I can't get into the palace then?
Not unless you can produce something that Rickton will desire.
Evet, şimdi Dragon'u soralım. Bakalım bu Dragon neymiş?
This dragon, an Imperial metaphor perhaps?
Banner and bone, young Redguard. Seek the old quarter if you want to see the handiwork of both.
Evet, Old Quarter. Ne oldu orada?
What happened to the old court?
It was the last stand of the Loyalist crowns, and Governor Rickton had it destroyed. It smolders still, all ash and dragonfire. Few escaped the incident.
It seems quiet here, especially for a port city. How fares Stros Makai under Imperial rule?
Defeat is read in every native face, my boy. The war cost the city much, including its voice. The crowns are no more, as kingless as Yokuda, lost now to song which no one will sing, lest Rickton hear. Overmuch, the governor is the reason Stros Makai is so quiet.
I have not heard mention of Yokuda since my childhood.
The first land where the Redguards came from in blessed Hunding's day.
I saw the statue of Hunding on my way into port. I'm surprised Rickton hasn't leveled it yet.
He cannot or will not, for it keeps the goblins out of Stros Makai, out and under it. Such is Frandar Hunding's grace that he blinds them still.
There are goblins under Stros Makai?
And worse, but you needn't worry about them. They are doomed to the dirt and bother the Redguard no more.
I fear that my sister's disappearance had something to do with the Civil War.
I read more than fear in your face, Redguard. Either retribution or redemption. Alas, sometimes they are the same. Neither can come without wounds.
I said nothing about redemption or...
Why else would you be here in this narrative? In you,
How can the two be the same?
in their concern for blood. In blood as closure. I assure you, it will be spilt before you find your sister. A prayer may do you well.
Where should I pray?
At the Temple of Blessed Arcade, Brother Niddle presides there, and he knew most of the people in town. He may know something about your sister.
Where is the temple?
In the town square, shoreside from the pool.
Evet, bir de en son bize saldıran League denen korsanları soralım.
The ship that brought me here was beset upon by some rascals called the Restless League. What do you know about them?
They were the necessary cancer of a nation divided and at war, grown at the borders where the kingdom's skin is most contested by the foreign sword, fearless men, whose names are all too often breathed in hate. Don't believe them too wrong, for even the prince had their ear.
What did the Imperials do to the prince?
Ator was slain at sea, and there his body was lost, thankfully. Already the obligatory prophecy of his return has begun, spoken in hush, an ill surrogate for true hope this season. The Redguard should know better, be blind to desperate omen. Fasad's son has left us, wind swift and sadly, never to return.
So Ator had dealings with the Restless League then?
Never open league, for then even the Crown thought the League untrustworthy. Now they are Hammerfell's last hope. Ator's death sent them into hiding, and Dragonfire keeps them there.
How can you be thankful that Princidor's body was lost at sea?
Insofar that the seabed may claim him before the necromancer does, that is all. That his soul may rest easy from the snare surrounding him.
Tell me about the necromancer.
A westward evil, a seat in the ash-gray shoals. On parade now that the Empire's here, lad. So don't die.
What is the snare surround?
The necromancer's curse, rising in the near here, only a death away. Its magic snatches at your soul, should you perish, to fuel some darker deed still.
Should I fear death more than normal then?
The snare waits for those who don't.
Evet, şu şeyi soralım.
How far west are the shoals?
Not a day's journey. Just follow the path over the bridge.
Tamam, soracak başka bir şeyimiz kalmadı.
Thanks, Trip. I've gotta go.
Evet, bu adamın adı Trikt'miş. Trithik. Evet, burada bir kadın vardı. Ona nereye gitti? Kadın... Neyse biz şu adamla... şuna şey yapalım. Kadın şuradaymış.
Lovely day, isn't it?
May I trouble you for a moment, my lady?
Lady, you say? You must be new in town. Besides, Fiona would have remembered you.
Cyrus, at your service. Do you know a young lady named Izara? My sister, last seen over 3 months ago.
Sarah, yes. I see the family resemblance. Can't say I know her, though. She was all caught up in them troubles we had when the young prince was killed.
What is news around Stros Mackay these days?
That it's best to keep your mouth shut or end up in the catacombs. Or worse.
A friend is meeting me at the Dragon Tail. Do you know it?
Sure, Sienna knows it all right. Used to be a favorite of mine till that damn lizard barkeep got all high and mighty on me. Does this friend have a name?
Tobias. Do you know him?
Did Hundun hate goblins? Of course I know him. One of my best customers, and I'm no liar. Any friend of Tobias is a friend of the hour. I'll be happy to help you out any way I can.
Have you heard anything about a group called the Restless League?
They claim to fight the Empire, but they seem more interested in plunder from what I can tell. They make a point to target forebears, though, so I guess they aren't all bad.
This lizard barkeep, an Argonian?
Don't know his politics, but that Drakius is a damn nuisance to us working girls. Pretentious of grandeur he has. Nobody but forebears in there now anyway, and I wouldn't catch their gut for any copper coin.
You don't care for Drakius, then?
Well, he's not a bad sort for a lizard. Him and me just don't see eye to eye on the friendship of the thighs, so to speak. But he knows anyone who's anyone on this island. No mistake.
These catacombs, some kind of a dungeon?
That's where Fat Boy tosses any crowns he can catch. Under the palace, where the dragon lives.
A dragon lives in these catacombs?
That's how Fat Boy beat the crowns. The Imperials, at least, think the dragon's still down there, laying about on the royal sea of coin.
Maybe you can help me. Tell me more about the recent troubles in Stros Mackay.
You know, the civil war between the crowns and their forebears. You really aren't from around here, are you?
Tell me more about the crowns.
They supported Prince Ator after his father died. True Redguard patriots. More's the pity.
What are these forebears? Who are they?
Forebears? Pah! And they call me a whore. Sold out the prince and left us with the streets full of fine soldiers and not an honest ring to any heel.
Fat Boy.
I'm sorry. I mean His Imperial Highness Provisional Governor Lord Rickton.
Tell me about this Rickton.
He's a bad one, he is. Fiona can tell. Invited me up to the palace once, but I won't be back. Maybe Fiona's not a fine lady, but she's an honest working girl and doesn't like being treated like dirt. And she definitely doesn't like being watched by that sneaky, prick-eared shadow.
Who is this shadow you speak of?
Fat Boy's pet assassin, Ram. A ghoul from furthest Morrowind, they say. Those red eyes of his are watching me. No, Fiona won't be back to the palace. Not for all the coin in Hammerfell.
Where is the governor's palace?
The poor dead prince's palace, you mean? Just keep climbing up the hill. You can't miss it. But don't expect to sneak your way in.
Was my sister involved in the Civil War in some way?
Well, I don't want to spread gossip, especially not to her brother. But they say she was friends with the prince. Good friends, you know. So it's no wonder she disappeared when Fat Boy came to town.
The prince. What happened to him?
Arturo was murdered by the Imperials, that's what. Nice young man, too. Not too proud to tip his hat to Fiona either. Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
We'll talk later. Be careful.
Evet, bu kadınlarla konuşmayı bitirdikten sonra baya konuşmalar uzun sürüyor ya.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Well?
Evet, bir de bizim şu kaplanla konuşalım. Bunlarla konuşacak şeylerimiz vardır kesin.
Ah, Cyrus. And how do you do?
Brennan, can I have a minute?
Anything for your like, Cyrus.
I am looking for my sister Izara. Perhaps you have heard of her.
I'm afraid not. Before the Empire cleaned things up, Stros Mackay was a pirate haven, avoided by honest merchants like myself.
It seems the Empire has not eliminated all the pirates from Stros Mackay.
Apparently so. They've become bold, attacking a ship so far into Hunding Bay. But give it time. The Empire has only been here a few months.
The pirates who attacked us spoke of a restless league. Have you heard of them?
Other captains tell me the remaining banditti have organized themselves against the Empire's crackdown on smuggling and piracy.
How has Stros Mackay fared under its new Imperial masters?
The locals are still chafing at the bit, but in time, they will come to appreciate the benefits of membership in the Empire.
That's so, I am meeting a friend at the Dragon Tail. Can you direct me?
I can't recommend it, but it's the only drink hall in this godforsaken town. Up the bridge, you see to the right, through the gate to the town square, you'll see the sign.
The Empire has done well in its conquest of Hammerfell, you think?
Absolutely. No offense, but Hammerfell is in need of some law and order.
Thanks. We'll talk later.
Evet. Bir de şu adamla konuşalım. Aa, şu kim?
One moment.
Sorry, man. Imperials everywhere. I don't talk with strangers.
Tamam. İyi, hızlı bitti bu adamla konuşmamız.
Ahoy there, sailor. Can I have a word with you? Greetings, stranger.
What can I do for you, friend?
The question is, what can I do for you? The young stranger in town, fearless, footloose, and fancy-free, a little light of purse, perhaps. I have a proposition that may appeal, but first allow me to introduce myself. Katero, contractor of Stros Mackay, at your service.
Saris. Charmed. I wonder if you know my sister, Izara. I've come to Stros Mackay to find out what's happened to her.
I'm afraid I don't know her. I'm just a simple working man. You might try Dreekius up at the Dragon Tail. Pretty much everyone in Stros Mackay passes through his door eventually.
You call yourself a contractor. What does that mean?
Over here we have someone who needs something done. Over there we have someone who's looking for work. How do they find each other? That's where I come in.
Şimdi bundan iş almayacağız. Şu occupation'ı, işgali konuşalım.
I haven't been in Hammerfell since before the war. How do you like being a citizen of the Empire?
Sure beats war, my young friend. I won't lie to you, though. Hard to find honest labor these days. Forebears would rather smirk than lift, and the crowns don't have the back for it anymore.
Sounds like the crowns are taking their defeat pretty hard.
Yeah, I've always stayed out of politics. Bad for business. Crown, forebear, I don't care. As long as their coin is true. My philosophy is, what's done is done. Live and let live. The grass is always greener, you know.
I guess the forebears are still savoring victory in the Civil War, eh?
Yeah, you could say that, although you might not want to say it in their faces. They're a touchy lot these days.
I've been up north for years, but I was pretty sure the forebears won the war.
Of course they did. And the forebears like to bust up the Dragon Tail just in case anyone doubts it. Some ungenerous crowns like to point out the Imperial flags flying all over the palace and the Imperial soldiers patrolling the streets. None of my concern, though. Haha, you know what I mean?
What do you know about a group of ruffians calling themselves the Restless League?
Damn them and their bloody-minded ways. They've done more to ruin Stros Mackay than the Forebears and Empire combined. Yeah, if it weren't for them, this city would have been at peace months ago.
I'm supposed to meet a friend at the Dragon Tail. Can you direct me?
It's the only watering hole in town. Follow the ramps uphill to the town square. Bit of friendly advice, watch your step. The Forebears are a touchy lot these days.
How is the Restless League responsible for ruining Stros Mackay?
Burning or plundering half the cargoes headed for this port, stirring up the Imperials to ever more ruthless repression. The League doesn't seem to realize that the war is over, and they lost.
You're saying the League was allied with the Crowns?
That depends on who you ask. I don't know. I'm not one of your political gentlemen, always in someone else's business. I'm just a poor working stiff. A bird in the hand is better, you know what they say.
Dreekius?
A friendly local lizard. Not that I have anything against him, or her, or whatever. Can't ever tell with those Argonians. Runs the Dragon Tail, the tavern on the town square.
Tamam, şu work'e sonra geleceğiz.